What I want to do as Horry County Council Chairman, on behalf of Horry County Council, is to talk to our citizens. This may be an inconvenience to you, but our goal, as the governor said in his press relief, no loss of lives. That is our goal. So if everyone will please pay attention to the authorities, pay attention to the evacuations needed. Take this seriously, because I'm telling you, we have a serious event before us. Whether the eye turns and comes right towards us, or if it goes up into North Carolina somewhere, as massive as this storm is, we will have an event. There's going to be significant flooding. It will come from the north down to the south, as we well know. We will be dealing with that. We have king tides already on our coastline. That will make for bigger tides and bigger storm surges than we've seen before. So we've got to all be very protective of what we do. Please listen to the police, the personnel. I want to thank the governor, the governor's office, and all the state agencies that are here with us today. Many are represented in this room right now. We thank you for being here. They have deployed a lot of personnel to come to the coast of South Carolina to help us in the event we have any issues at hand. They will be helping us with our lane reversals. They will be helping us with law enforcement as we will need it. We ask everyone to please adhere to those orders. Please start getting your possessions in order. Let's be safe. Let's follow the orders. Let's follow the evacuation and do as we're asked. You'll hear in just a few minutes telephone numbers, websites, things of that nature that you'll be able to get in touch with if you have any questions, if you have any issues. The best case scenario for us is we hope and pray that the high pressure lifts and this thing moves away. But right now, as we're being told, that might not quite be the case. So we're hoping for the best. But please, everyone out there, be safe, be orderly, and listen to all of our fine personnel that we have out there as we move forward with this event. With that being said, I'm going to turn this over to Randy Webster, the head of our EOC, and he'll give you more detailed information. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Folks, I think we're looking at a very dire situation. If you think back, I hope this is not the case, but many years ago people started talking about Hazel, and we've talked about Hugo, and I'm fearful that we'll be talking about Florence in the years and decades to come as unprecedented storms that we're going to face here in Horry County. It is time to take this serious. It is time to start your preparations. It is time to make sure your disaster plan is in place. It is time to know if you're in an evacuation zone. It is time to know how you're going to leave when you leave the evacuation zone, or if you choose to leave from any other part of the county. Hurricane Florence, regardless, as the chairman said as well, if it goes north of us on the current track, we're still going to get a lot of damage. We're still going to have a lot of things to impact us. Storm surge, rain, wind. If a few degrees to the south, it'll be a much bigger storm. So there's no scenario that we can see so far that takes this away from us or impacts us like most recent storms have, with winds in the 80s, rain, flooding. We've seen Joaquin and Matthew. All that's going to come together, and we're going to have an unprecedented event, and that's what we're preparing for. We are working diligently and coordinating with local municipalities, local agencies, state agencies, and federal agencies in order to provide the best opportunity we can to prepare and respond to Hurricane Florence. It is up to all of you, the citizens, to be a part of this team and do your part as well. We need everybody's help. The more we can do up front in preparation, the quicker our recovery will be when this is over with. But this is not going to, if we take the hit that we are expecting, this is not going to be like we've seen in the past. 24, 48 hours and everything's back to normal. This is going to be remembered of Hugo and Hazel. So take the time now to do what you need to do to prepare your property and your family to address this situation that's about to come upon us in a few days. A couple of issues to be aware of. As you know, the governor has issued mandatory evacuation starting at noon tomorrow for all 3 zones in Horry County. I will be honest with you, when we designed those zones 6 or 7 years ago, I never thought in my lifetime I'd ever be sitting here telling you we need to evacuate zones A, B, and C. We planned for it. This is the high end of our worst case scenario, but I just never thought we'd have to say that. Well, we're saying it now. Shelters will open once the evacuation order is issued tomorrow, and we have coordinated with Red Cross, DSS, and our other partners to make sure the shelters will be ready to go as well. School district, I appreciate their willingness to help us with having the shelters at the schools. I'm going to give you some information now to where you can go to get more information on shelters and other things. First off, our website, emd.horrycounty.org. There's information there on sheltering, what you can do to prepare, reentry, all the things, even our plans are there so you can see what we're doing. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and a telephone number that you can use to contact us anytime now, 843-915-5150. Brings right in here to the EOC, to our phone bank, and we'll try to get you the information you need to help you get through what's about to take place. Once the order is issued tomorrow for evacuation, lane reversals will go into effect. In Horry County, there'll be 2. There's a small lane reversal at 544 where 501 intersects to Highway 378 in Conway. So both lanes, all lanes of traffic in that small section will all go outbound. If you're coming up 544, you will be pushed over into the southbound lanes of 501 and on out 378. 501 traffic will continue from Myrtle Beach through Conway as usual until you get to Highway 22. Highway 22 to the Marion Amphitheater will be full lane, 4-lane reversal once that order is issued. What that means, if you're on 501 leaving Myrtle Beach, once you get to Highway 22, you will be pushed over into the southbound lanes. And that will take you all the way out to 501, 576 in the Florence area, and then you'll go on to Florence, rather, in the Marion area. You'll go on to Florence on 576, 301. The other lane of traffic will continue on 501 northbound to Interstate 95 off at 301, I believe it is, or 38, I'm sorry, 38. We will have staffing here at the EOC. We're trying to do our best to keep people as fresh as possible. Once the order is issued and the evacuation starts, we will have 24-hour staffing here in the Emergency Operations Center, monitoring everything that's going on. We're working real closely, as I mentioned before, with the municipalities, state agencies, and other organizations. So we're constantly up to date on what's happening, and so we can make things as smooth as possible. On a different note, we hear a lot of people saying this is overkill, this is not really real, this is not going to happen. I've lived through these hurricanes before, nothing took place, nothing happened. And I hope every bit of that will be true. I hope when this is over, those things can be said. But I'm afraid it won't be. I'm afraid it'll be the other thing. I wish I'd have left. This was bad. I now don't have power, and I'm in my 7th or 8th day. I'm running out of supplies. I really just don't know what to do. I don't want to hear that. We need to be working now to make sure you have everything you need to get through the next 3 to 7, 8 days, depending on what may happen. So, that said, I'd like to turn it over to Sheriff Thompson and talk a little bit about the law enforcement aspect, and then we'll have questions at the end.
Thank you, Randy. Good afternoon. With what Randy just said and what the Chairman Ladler said earlier, we just can't express the importance of evacuation. If this evacuation order is issued, this is a very, very serious storm. This is not one of these that we can just sit out. There's been a lot of work, a lot of preparation. Believe me, we've sat down here for 2 days and we've worked to make sure that we got things in order. Our state has come in and helped us tremendously with assets from the State Highway Patrol, DNR, DPS, all the state agencies are here now and more prepared to come. Just got through with a briefing from the governor. He has issued his total support, and I appreciate all the agencies coming in and helping us and assisting with what we're going to need during this event. Also, our local police departments throughout this county, every police chief, we have been talking, texting, sharing information, resources that each one have to offer to the rest of us. So as far as the law enforcement end is concerned, I feel that we're extremely prepared for what we're going to need to do. The most important issue that I can think of, I just keep repeating, is that we leave. We work a lot of hurricanes. We've had a lot of hurricanes. And like Randy said a few minutes ago, 24, 48 hours and we're back to work. Or we're back to normal life. Folks, that is not the case. When they issue that evacuation order, please heed to that order and evacuate if you're in these zones. Because when the storm hits, possible at all. Please leave, please evacuate. Law enforcement, both in the cities and towns and in the county, will be working, and it's our goal to protect your property. And it's our goal to save lives. We don't want to leave one life. We're going to be out there working. J. Rubin Long will remain open. So if they're out there looting, breaking into your property, doing things, law enforcement is going to be out there protecting and serving and doing what we do to protect your property. Let us do that. That's what we're here for. And that's what we're going to do. Be safe, but listen and heed to the warnings that's given to you. I know when you get into this lane reversal, it's going to be inconvenient. But this storm's putting inconvenience on everybody. And it's the safest way we can save lives. That's our number one goal. Please heed to it. Let us do the work that we do to protect and serve you and protect your property. Now I want to ask Chief Hill if he wants to come forward.
Thanks, Sheriff. Good afternoon. What I want to stress to you is our traffic control points will be in place tomorrow starting at 12 noon. Pay attention, please, and I can't urge this enough. Do not pay attention to what you see on the internet via social media unless it's coming out of EMD, Horry County EMD, or the state EMD. That is very important. There's a lot of misnomers. I don't want anybody to get confused. One of the biggest problems we're going to have is that when the wind kicks up and it gets to be 40 miles an hour or above, there will be no movement from law enforcement or public safety until that wind has died down. So that means we will not be able to get to you until after the storm is passed. That's why it's critical that you heed our warnings and evacuate zone A, B, and C. All the PD, police chiefs, and sheriff, we've been working together over the last couple of days. Rest assured, we have a unified command up front to deal with any issues that may occur in the county. Post-storm, I want to assure the residents that we're going to be out there taking care of property issues and human safety issues. And I want to also reassure the public and the criminals out there, we will come after you if you decide this is an opportunity for you to loot our county. We will not tolerate that. We have resources in place for local agencies and state agencies and federal agencies here to assist us, and I want to thank those agencies in advance. Reentry procedures will be broadcast via EMD, so pay attention to that. This will be very critical who can get into their residence and who can check their businesses. We have a plan in place. We'll communicate that after the storm, but for right now, pay attention to the warnings and evacuate as directed. And at this time, we're going to turn it over to Chief Tanner of the Fire Department.
Thank you, Chief Hill. First, I want to say that your Horry County Fire Rescue EMS is standing up now. We're upstaffing our crews tomorrow afternoon, and we're working very closely with our partners in the cities as well too. And I can assure you that all fire rescue EMS services will provide the utmost protection all the time. However, we need to really, you've heard it, everybody here today talked about following the evacuation order. It's important that we do that because there will be an opportunity during this storm where we will not be able to come get you. Let that sink in. There will be a time when we cannot come get you. And then it may be a longer time for us to get to you because of the damage that's going to be here. So let that sink in, and please heed the evacuation order. The other part is we need to, after Hurricane Hazel and Hurricane Hugo, each time there was a new normal for everybody. Hopefully it won't be the case here, but as it stands right now, there'll be a new normal after this storm. Be prepared for that and stay with each other, protect each other. But the biggest part of it I want you to know is that you need to take care of yourself, heed the evacuation order, and we will be there as soon as we possibly can after the storm to take care of everything. This time, turn over to Louise Welch Williams, the CEO of South Carolina Red Cross.
Good afternoon. The Red Cross is working with Horry County government, DSS, and our school system to open shelters for your safety. Everybody is welcome at a Red Cross shelter. We will work with the county tomorrow to get correct addresses to publish this list for you. So what do you bring to a shelter? So these are evacuation shelters. They will not have cots. So you need to bring your bedding. You need to bring anything that can make you comfortable for a few days. If you are on medications or your family members are on medications, please bring your medications. You've got time now to make preparations for tomorrow. If you have small children, bring whatever you need to entertain those children. So think about this is where you're going to live in a shelter for a few days and everything you need. If you've got loved ones that you can go stay with, I encourage you to do that. But above all, safety. Think of your safety, think of your family's safety. And if you have a neighbor, especially an elderly neighbor, please check them. Make sure they know where the shelters are. Make sure they're taken care of. We know how to do this in South Carolina. We take care of each other, and this is the time to do that.
Thank you. And the last thing, a lot of people will ask the question about reentry, and all that's going to be determined where and how the storm may hit us, what destruction we may or may not have. Hopefully, we pray that there won't be an event here, and that as soon as the event is over, just north of us, then we can obviously open all the roads back up. But until we know what type of damage we may or may not have, it's hard to say how that will be handled at that time. But we will have a plan in place for reentry to make it as smooth as possible, but people's lives will be the #1 priority for us as we look at that. So with that being said, we'll open it up to questions. You can specifically ask anyone up here that you may have that question for, and we'll try to answer those for you.
Yeah. For anybody that maybe doesn't have a vehicle to evacuate, is there a means for them to be able to get out?
Yes, sir. Once the evacuation order has been issued for zones A, B, and C, Coast RTA, our partner, will start picking up folks along the advertised pickup points on their website. Also, if you have immediate needs not related to medical, you can contact them as well, and they'll take you to a designated shelter for this event.
Are there any
guys take their pets or animals?
So pets are, first off, hurricane evacuation shelters do not accept pets, and unfortunately we do not have a pet shelter in Horry County. We've talked a long time about now, taking care of your pets, make sure you know what you'll do and where you're going to go. So unfortunately we do not have accommodations for pets pre-storm.
I know that reentry will be discussed later on, but for people that are backing up to leave, what are some of the basics that they should take to maybe have with them to bring back?
So reentry will be a very simple process in terms of what the individual needs. A driver's license or some form of ID, and something that puts you with your property or business. So if you have an address that is related to your property or business on a utility bill, rental agreement, something like that, insurance forms, whatever the case may be. Once it's deemed safe and the reentry will begin, that's what you'll need at any checkpoints that are set up. Now, I will say this. We will have a lot of folks here helping us during reentry, so we'll have officers on these checkpoints that are not from this area. So they'll be given orders to keep people out for obvious reasons. So while it may be a little bit frustrating and inconvenient, we do not need people in these areas that don't need to be there, and we won't let people in where it's not safe. But please keep checking up on our website, social media and such, and we'll definitely announce more details and when any reentry would start. Okay. All right, thank you all very much.
Okay, thanks for joining us. Another update for you on Hurricane Florence with Stephanie Sine, meteorologist Stephanie Sine, here in the First Alert Weather Center. So it's 5 o'clock and the updates have come down. What new can you tell everybody who's waiting to know what's going on with the storm?
Right, Rob. No major updates this afternoon with the 5 o'clock